Chris the Nightmare Ariola, and you're watching Mission Boxing Today on YouTube.
Heavyweight boxing fans, what's the deal? So I was on Boxing Scene earlier, and I was on Hat Man. I was on his channel too. Shout out to Hat Man, great YouTube channel, good boxing content on his page. But I was reading this, David Price says he knocked out Anthony Joshua, 5 years ago, before Anthony Joshua won a gold medal. And I believe Price was about 4-0, 3-0. I'm not sure, but he says he was a novice pro when he knocked out Joshua. Okay, I'm not even going to get into that. If it happened, it happened. If it didn't happen, it didn't happen. What I'm trying to come to grips with is like, bruh, David Price, you do know that Erkin Tepper is around, right? Like, I understand you're calling out. Now, okay, let me break this down because I know some of you are going to say, Mr. Boxing, you have to understand the business. Okay, I understand a fight with Anthony Joshua would be a good domestic fight. The money will be there. The interest will be there. The public will love the fight, especially like in the O2 or something. I totally understand that. Okay, so now with all that out the way, I'm just looking at it from being, a former athlete myself and just looking at being competitive. And I'm no boxer, okay? I'm no former champion, so I'm not saying that. But I did compete in the collegiate level. So I understand what it feels like to be an athlete, okay? So I don't know, man. Just if somebody whooped my ass and that person is still around, like walking around, I'm calling that dude back out. I mean, Erkin Tepper, now we know a lot of shady stuff. We thought he was going to be out for 2 years, and he came back. He fought Derek Rossi, which he did not look good in that fight. That fight was actually really close, and Derek Rossi's a tough guy to look great against. But so we know Tepper came back, and then then a lot of us were kind of thought it was suspicious that he was back because the fight between him and Rossi was kind of announced out of nowhere. And then they fought not too long ago. I believe it was like last month or something they fought. So then that fight passes by. So then I thought I read something. Leave it in the comments section. If you guys remember this or you know of this, but I thought I read something that Erkin Tepper was just suspended by the EBU or something like that. Either way, though, man, he's out there. He's still undefeated and he's fighting. If I was David Price, I would want to run that back, man. We got to run that rematch back, bro. I had to hit Erkin Tepper up, call his promoter something. Like, hey, bro, we got to run that back. Now, I understand Price has, he has expressed his disappointment and anger towards Tepper as far as the drug testing situation goes on. And don't get me wrong, I'm not encouraging that. But if the guy is back and he's fighting, I would hook up a strict drug test, go through a strict drug testing. And I would want that fight with him. I understand a fight with AJ brings money. It's for a title shot. I understand that part. But if that can't get done, if he can't get a fight with Joshua, the next person you should be calling out. So if we're talking about people being knocked out, you got knocked out against Erkin Tepper. He's still around. This kind of, and now, just talking about UK fighters kind of reminds me of Amir Khan. Now, I know things are different. Breeders Prescott didn't test positive, but he knocked Khan the fuck out. And I never heard Khan bring his name up again, as if that guy just disappeared. And there was a time when Prescott was still relevant and he still didn't try to run that back and right that wrong. It's like, no, man, I don't know, man. Just with my heavyweights, I mean, Lennox Lewis was a guy that, lose, and whoever he lost to or got knocked out by, he ran that back. Now, whether it's because he had a rematch clause or not, but he ran that fight back. He didn't just let that guy just go scotch-free and just never fight that guy again. Now with the Thompson, same thing. I kind of feel for David Price in a way, though, man. His losses are to guys that got busted, but so it's kind of a tough situation. But still, though, man, if you can get Tepper in the UK or something, you got to call Tepper out. Since we're talking about people that's been knocked out and who's been knocked out, bro, you've been knocked out. Now you came back and beat Pedsar on Bello Makabu undercard. You look good in your comeback fight. But, I mean, I don't know, man. Erkin Tepper still undefeated. I looked on BoxRec. BoxRec has him rated number 9 in the world. Or they do for Erkin Tepper. So we can't say he's nowhere to be found because I just seen him fighting Derek Rossi. Now, again, I got to do more research as far as where is he allowed to fight because his comeback was just out of nowhere. Somebody actually sent me a message saying that, hey, you know, Erkin Tepper's back. And I'm like, huh? And it was literally like 8 days before the fight. And I'm all over the heavyweight division and I knew nothing about it. You know, so now I know that Adrian Granat has called out David Price and I know Price is looking for the Anthony Joshua fight. So I know there's other good fights out there for him. I even heard Eric Molina. So don't get me wrong. I mean, if he fights Eric Molina, I'm fine with that fight. If he fights Joshua, I'm fine with that fight. If he fights Adrian Granat, I'm cool with that fight. But I was just thinking about this, like, man, we're talking about people being knocked out in the past and all this. It's like, dude, you've been knocked out. And the guy that knocked you out, from what I've seen, unless like I need to do more, like I said, I need to probably do more research as far as where Tepper is allowed to fight right now. But he's out there. Now you're using social media to get, you know, the fight with AJ. Fine, cool, man. That's cool. But let's use social media for Erkin Tepper. That's just my thoughts. I know some of you say, no, he should stay away from Tepper. He's a cheat, blah, blah, blah. Okay, cool, man. But if he's licensed and he passes tests, I say let him fight. And I think a person who should want to fight him is David Price. That's just my opinion. I'm just getting it out there. I'm out.